wearing these really cringy Dolce & Gabbana shades. And I was so awkward. Kind of like I am now. Hello, I'm Charlie, and these are my first for NME. The first artist I fell in love with was a girl group, TLC. I remember looking at the front cover of an album like Ooh on the TLC tip, and it was 3 women talking about sexual health, advocating like for female rights within the music industry, and it was they were looked down upon. They were the underdogs, but still made chart-topping records. It was and to see their transformation into the second album, Crazy Sexy Cool, which had helped me figure out who Babyface and all those producers were. So I'd say TLC was the first group that I really fell in love with. The first CD I ever bought was Return to Saturn by No Doubt, and I bought it by accident. I went up to the record store clerk and said, "What's the song that goes, I'm like a bird, I wanna fly away?" And he was like, "Oh, that's Simple Kind of Life by No Doubt and Gwen Stefani." I was like, all right, cool. So I got the CD and kept trying to find I'm Like a Bird, and unbeknownst to me, it was actually by Nelly Furtado at the time. But listening to that album, like, this is a very good album. The first gig I ever went to, 1997, James Taylor at the then Garden State Arts Center, now the PNC Bank Arts Center. It was a very good show, and I was enamored with how much James Taylor sounded the exact same way as the records, and I thought everybody sounded the same. And then went to the Beach Boys as my second concert, ironically it's the same place, and was kind of dumbfounded that they didn't sound the same, but it's because they were older since Pet Sounds had come out. I didn't really understand that concept at that time. I was 9. The first music festival I ever went to was Coachella in 2014. I didn't really grow up going to music festivals, but I decided as my first one I'd go to Coachella and take a single-engine helicopter to Coachella, and it was really dangerous. And I had a complete panic attack when I got there, but I got to meet David Guetta, and that was pretty cool, and I left. The first time I heard my song on the radio station was Z100, WHTZ here in New York City. I was listening to it on the app. I wasn't actually in New York, I was listening to it in LA, but it was See You Again. I cried, I was emotional. I think the first picture I ever posted on Instagram in a very 2012 way, because I swear I was one of the first people to download Instagram. It was 2012, it was all about filters. I think I just took a picture of my dog laying on a lounge chair in my backyard in New Jersey. The first time I got really drunk was on my 21st birthday. Very basic answer, but I was in Boston, Massachusetts at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel. Someone went to New Hampshire, I won't name that person, and they got some tax-free liquor and brought it to the Mandarin. It was interesting the next couple of days. And I was younger back then too. You'd think I'd recover quicker, but I recovered like how I would recover in my 30s. The first time I Googled myself was when I realized that people actually care about what I do besides YouTube videos. So that was probably around 2013. I'd say when life had a second home off the internet as well. Let me Google it myself, figure out if people bought concert tickets to my show at the bitter end. My first date experience was wonderful. It was a boardwalk walk in New Jersey, and I brought my King Charles Cavalier, who is in puppy heaven now, but his name was Brady, and I brought him with me on the date because I was so nervous, and her name was Lauren, and then she said that she also had a Cavalier, and I was like, wow, that worked out perfectly. My first social media fail was probably when I was in Texas, and my mind was sounded like a joke of telling Justin Bieber to F off. That sounded funny in my mind, and didn't really go over well with his fan base. But we've had a laugh about that since then, in the 6 years that that's happened. The first time I remember being starstruck was running into James Taylor at Rockefeller Plaza at a Starbucks. I actually pulled out a mixed CD of some of my greatest hits at the time, which I'm cringeworthy to listen to now, but he was gracious and he took that large square and put it in his coat pocket. It was a large coat pocket. My first heartbreak was, I guess, moderately recently, maybe 3 years ago now, and it's really the main thematic element that interwoven throughout this album, Charlie, and getting over it. First time I was ever recognized, a lot of answers about the beach. I was on the beach the first time I was ever recognized in 2010. I'll never forget it. This girl, I don't remember her name, but she came up to me and said that I'm doing a really great job on YouTube and that I'm very funny and she enjoys my YouTube videos. And I said, thank you. And I took what could be the most awkward picture that somehow lives online. I guess Facebook is still a thing, so it's still out there. I'm wearing these really cringy Dolce & Gabbana shades on the beach. And I was so awkward. Kind of like I am now. Thanks for watching my first on NME. Hope you enjoyed it.